Never thought I'd be the protagonist of a drama fit for a trashy novel, but there I was, standing in the middle of a crowded airport, my heart pounding louder than the flight announcements blaring overhead. It wasn't the sight of my husband embracing another woman that stopped me dead in my tracks, it was the unmistakable face of the woman in his arms, my boss, the very person who had guided me through every professional hurdle. They laughed together, a sound so familiar yet so foreign in this context, and I felt the ground shift beneath me as the realization hit me like a freight train. It all started making sense, the hushed phone calls, the business trips that seemed to conveniently overlap with her vacations, the way she'd always looked at me with a knowing smile that I mistook for mentorship. My mind raced back to the countless times I'd confided in her about my marriage, seeking advice from someone I thought was a friend and mentor. The irony was crushing. I felt a mix of anger and humiliation wash over me, but beneath it all, there was a burning curiosity. How deep did this betrayal run? Were they mocking me every time we sat across the conference table, discussing my future as if they hadn't already rewritten it? I confronted them right there, in the middle of the terminal, my voice shaking but unwavering as I demanded an explanation. My husband stuttered through a pathetic apology, his eyes darting around as if searching for an escape. But it was my boss who stunned me into silence. She looked at me with an almost serene expression and said, "You know, in a way, this was all for you." Her words hung in the air, heavy with a twisted sense of justification. She claimed they started this affair to ensure my career stability, to protect me from the fallout of a failing marriage. It was a narrative so warped I could hardly process it. The break room conversations, the late-night strategy sessions, every moment I thought was about my growth was shadowed by their betrayal. In the aftermath, as I stood there grappling with the tangled mess of my personal and professional life, I realized the biggest battle wasn't with them but within myself. Could I forgive and move forward, or would I carry this bitterness, allowing it to shape my future? It was a question that lingered long after their figures disappeared into the crowd, leaving me with the echoes of a life that would never be the same.